why her company has done what it's done in such a short amount of time that she's going to share. But she brought me some handmade, homemade sanitizer, like hand sanitizer, which is so awesome. She made these for every single one of her techs in her company because they have to go into people's home. And I appreciate it so much because up until that point, since everyone's out of Purell, the only hand sanitizer I had is this plague defense spray. My parents were hippies, so that explains it. And I figured out why the moment I sprayed it, it is called plague defense. It's because it smells so bad. People avoid you like the plague. You will have no problem keeping people 6 feet from you at all. So if you need any, feel free. I've got it up here on the stage. So it is my very great pleasure to introduce Susan Frew. As the daughter of a carpenter and the wife of a master plumber, Susan Frew is now using her business coaching experience, having coached 17 different trades and 150 companies to propel their family plumbing business. They grew Sunshine Plumbing, Heating and Air 533% in just 1 year and made the elusive Inc. 5000 list in 2019. Susan is a former international GM with AT&T Wireless, business coach, instructor for SBA's National Emerging Leaders Program, radio host of Coaching, Not Just for Sports, on ESPN Radio in Denver. Susan is a professional speaker and MC who travels the U.S., delivering keynotes and trainings to trade conventions. She is the author of The Pufferfish Effect and loves to help other small businesses grow their companies. Please give a warm welcome to the amazing Susan Frew.
Thank you very much, Stacy. When a female elephant gives birth in the wild, the entire parade or tribe of elephants surround her to keep her safe from anything that may impede the birth or hurt her new calf. They are nature's bodyguards, strong and powerful. They surround their sister to keep her protected. For the last 2 years, I have been the elephant in the middle. So how did I get there? I need to take you back to the beautiful mountains of Colorado in 2009. Our country was having the worst recession of its history that we had never seen before. And I was business coaching. I had come back from my international assignment. I bought a franchise. And things were going pretty well. I was plugged into all of the chambers of commerce. I was like the mountain coach. I had group coaching and one-on-one coaching. It was going pretty great. But things were starting to fray. And it's interesting that I'm looking right at Visit Valley because they know what I'm talking about. When I say that the mountains during that recession got hit first and it lasted longer. Because the first thing that you dump in the middle of a recession is your $3 million vacation home. And every other business that is in those communities are somehow attached to real estate or to recreation. And we were struggling. And I was a little worried about my coaching business, but what I had learned to do during that time was actually to be a turnaround coach. So I help companies to downsize and right size and do guerrilla marketing and monkey marketing and whatever we needed to do to get through this time, we were doing it. We were the queen and kings of resilience in that time. The franchise realized I was doing a pretty good job, and they asked me to meet with a prospective franchisee. I invite him to my favorite restaurant in Breckenridge, Colorado, and we sit down. We have a great lunch. I tell him all about my successes and how great things are going, not really telling him the whole truth that things were starting to fall apart a little bit. At the end of the lunch, so, where exactly do you plan to put your franchise? And he says, right here in Breckenridge. I was so pissed at this guy. I instantly hated him. I wanted nothing to do with this guy. I was like, oh, I'd storm out of the restaurant, that's it. Well, for the next couple of years, whenever I was putting on a seminar or had a program going, there he was. Everywhere I went was this guy. And in 2012, he became my husband. So, there's the elephant in the room, if you were looking for that. There it is. But one thing that I didn't mention about this man is he was a master plumber, a boiler genius, an HVAC technician, and was all about systems. So we merged, when we got married in 2012, our collective talents, and Sunshine Plumbing, Heating, Air was born. We moved our company down to Denver after we got married, and we were killing it. We had 950 competitors, and we found a way to be able to talk through two microphones at the same time. And we found a way to cut through all the noise of those 950 competitors by delivering outstanding customer service. We sent thank you notes. We would send brownies, and they were not Colorado brownies. They were just regular brownies. We'd send gift baskets. We would make hand sanitizer for our technicians in times of trouble. We were over and above everyone else. We won 42 awards. We were killing it. We made the Inc. 5000 list, Inc. Best Places to Work. It was crazy. And my opportunity to speak around the country was getting bigger and bigger. Everyone wanted to hear me teach their audiences how I was able to grow that quick. And that's what I did. And then I hired this great office manager. Fabulous. She was everything. I was professionally in love. I could dump everything I didn't want to do on this woman, and I could leave. It was great. She took on more and more and more and more. Until one day, I got a knock on my door on a Saturday morning, and I owed $450,000 in bills that I didn't know about because I had left my business unattended, and I thought I found a person of trust, and I didn't. It was so devastating for me. I was hiding. It hurt so bad that I could not go out in my community anymore. I didn't want anyone to ask me, how are things going? I lost 10 of my 15 employees within 6 months. I realized that my office manager had been overpaying everyone, and I had to right-size the ship. But luckily, I had had this experience when I was coaching in the mountains in the recession, and I knew what we needed to do. As painful as it was, we needed to right-size. So we moved out of our giant 5,000 square foot building on the highway with the lighted sign into my basement of my house. We checked all of our egos at the door. We found a way to still deliver outstanding customer service even though we were smaller. We've now hired back almost all of our employees. And a miracle started to happen around this time. Friends of ours in Colorado, who we'd known through the Plumbing Association, were trying to sell their company and move to Texas. They ran a company similar to ours, same software platform. They had 10,500 customers in their database. I had 22,000. They said, would you like to buy our company? And I said, we are broke. Are you serious? We are trying to keep it together here. I almost wanted to quit so many times. I wanted to sell it. I wanted to be done. But I kept going. A few months later, she goes, I can't get the $400,000 that I want for the business. I'll give it to you for $150,000. I said, are you crazy? I personally haven't gotten a paycheck in months. I'm just trying to pull it together. On December 11th of this past year, she called and said, look, we're out of here on the 31st. You want it, it's yours for 20 grand, and you can make payments. Unbelievable. So now we own both companies. We have been able to successfully turn it around. But it wasn't for lack of the help from all of the elephants that surrounded us. Not only women elephants, but men too. It was so beautiful how so many people helped us. And I encourage you, whoever your elephants are in your life, and we all have them, and we all have had times in our life when we needed them, tell them thank you. And if you can be an elephant, please be one. Thank you.